Okay. I got the wrong email up. Here it is. All right. This information may save your life. We have been getting strong messages from our guides. We found the movie Signs has much coded info that not only shows you how to defend yourself, but who and what will be doing this. Many of you know good ETs, and that is not concerning them. This is concerning the ET/reptilians that are eating humans now. As most of you found in the Epstein files. Maybe what you call the Illuminati. In the movie, they show water as a weapon. We want to add that adding lemons and salt to a spray bottle is a great weapon. In the movie, they remove the part where she says she's dying. During the car wreck scene, mentions her going to the store to get lemons. I'm going to show you how Chat GPT conveniently dismissed this. Also, we'll show that the lemons that you could see throughout the movie. We will also show the sheriff's badge and how it's related to the FBI badge. We'll show the aquarium progression, which is the book that you see on the shelf when the two cups fall over and pour on the ET. And it's about the secret elite cabal engineering global crisis to end democracy and more. Okay, I've got the gang here because it took all three of us to decode this thing. Pick up your little piece of paper and show. We went through, and Tina went through and wrote the clips down. And so we're going to kind of show you. You don't have to show all that, but basically, it took us a while to get this. And also, we're going to try not to get any copyright strikes because we're sitting here going over the Signs movie. You know how picky people are about that kind of stuff. So let's talk about the first thing we've got going on here. And that will be how Chat conveniently covers it up. I think I just pushed it. Yeah, I did. Hold on 1 second. Okay, here you can see I asked Chat in the movie Signs, list all the foods. I had to do that because the other way around didn't work. And what it did was it tells us that, hey, yeah, lemons was mentioned. That was when Colleen was dying. This is part of the, and then it even points out here, this is when she mentioned when she was dying, And so I'm like, source, of this comment. And then it kind of goes through and says, oh, yeah, well, the source is, the part where she mentions it. And I said, give it to me specifically. And this is where it goes hell. There is no line in Signs. That was an error, And I've already had this conversation with Grok too a while back, but for some reason that has been taken out. And I've looked through the movie. We don't have it no more. But at one time, some of you remember that she said something about going to the stores to get lemons. Now this is, I'm going to pause this. Just wanted to show you throughout the movie some of the lemons that are in the movie. I don't know why these lemons are in the movie, but Mel Gibson does really good at coding and trying to give us information. Now, they'll pre-forward before I go through all this. I mean, what we're saying is that right now with all this stuff that's coming down, obviously it's a good time for those that have been eating children, the ETs and all that kind of stuff to try some crap, right? And so what I think they're going to be trying is basically like, an invasion, bad ET stuff, right? So anyway, here's some lemons on the table. Let's go through this a little bit here. And here's some lemon slices here when he was looking into the pantry. See, there's your little lemon slices on that counter there. And then this right here is just showing you the scenes where water seems to hurt them. They never tell you in the movie to put lemons in the water. But according to our guys, if you put water and the lemon in salt, you've got your weapon. So, if Earth gets invaded it'd be a good idea to have a jug of lemon water. You get the lemon juice. That's what we're thinking. And then you can make you a little spray bottle. All right. So, like I said, this is kind of one of those videos, conspiracies. But as you know, most of us conspiracists are probably right. So let's take a look and see what else I got here. So anyway, there's the scene showing how the water works too, and this is him knocking the glasses at him. But if you look throughout this whole thing, you'll see the curtains have lemon designs all over it. There's all kinds of lemon, citric looking stuff, lime throughout this thing.
Right.
Okay, I'm just showing more scenes. And then he says, I have a theory that they didn't, places that don't like water, so, And then cartoon. Now this cartoon here, which cartoon is that?
Dexter's Laboratory, Cartoon Network. Dexter's Laboratory.
Right, and in the cartoon it shows him hitting the monster on the head and then sticking him in water or something.
Smack him in the head, drop the little insect off the mom's head or something like that, which is the kid. Then he went back to the laboratory, and then he's doing another test sample on himself.
Well, he's talking about the cartoon, but what you're seeing on this screen right here is you hit a monster on the head, then you stick him in water, just like what's going to happen at the end of this thing. They're going to be taking a baseball to the monsters and splashing water on them. So we got a little cartoon here that displays that.
Oh. Turn that down until Officer Paskey leaves. You're too old to still be doing this.
I'm hoping
you take a glass of
by
water,
just kind of
this
pausing and stuff that I don't get any copyrights for showing this stuff. Probably should have my little face over. Okay, so now Ray, he's going to the lake. And, of course, he asked him why. And, of course, he's like, I don't think they like water. So throughout this signs. Go ahead.
For one, because of all the crop circles are not in areas where the water is. That's why he was on the theory of water is not good for the ETs.
Right, and in this show, they show that they're around the crop circles. Or did my part about did you guys see my part about the Decode on the DACM? I don't even see that in there. I didn't see it on the GPS. I might have went too fast. I'll have to go back and show that. But anyway, another thing here, I'll just talk about this one right here. In the video, they say, this video version here, they say Ammon joins Nairobi and Beijing and Jerusalem. I'm like, what? That ain't what they said in the real movie. So if you take a look, you'll see that they have movies that had different scripts, and had different scripts. And down here, and there's another one where it says Tel Aviv, Nairobi, and blah, and Jerusalem. Ain't that weird? But anyway, when I looked those up, they have correlations to they all have correlations to Israel. Tina's trying to read it now. Let me look at let me see if I got another slide on this part right here that shows you. The latest confirmed lights appear. Okay. So it looks like Israel will be pulling, to me, Israel will be pulling off this ET invasion thing. And they're going to be working with, those are their partners. 274. Yeah, and right here at Tel Aviv is Israel's premier tech hub, and it's called the Silicon Wadi or whatever that is. And Jerusalem is engineering, a secondary tech hub within Israel. And it's complementing Tel Aviv's dominance. And then whatever that country is, Kenya's Silicon Savannah's.
Nairub.
Anyway, there's strong Israel collaboration. So Africa's fastest growing summer district, and depending on Israel-backed initiative. So in the TV, they tell you that these, this is coming from the news, and when you realize how they're tied to Israel, I believe that obviously the culprit, according to science, is Israel. That will be bringing in this. I don't even call it a fake invasion because, we are going to probably be dealing with some crap. I don't know what you want to call them. Do they come from other dimensions or what? All right, let me try to cover this scene here. I already did it once, but they said I didn't do a good job, so let me hit play here. Okay, in the movie, signs list all the words of food. So then it goes through and it tells me them all. And then basically, and it tells you that notably, they specifically mentioned lemons. And they're talking about Colleen when she was dying. Right? I mean, here it is. And when I went over to Grok also said, they called it, what do they call it, hallucination?
AI hallucination.
They said it was an AI hallucination. These guys are so tripping, right? And the thing is, I recently had a conversation with Grok about this and pointed out that, and we and Grok had a great conversation, and Grok lost the conversation, doesn't have it anymore. But anyway, I think there's, me, I'm a conspiracist, because I just see so much of this crap. But anyway, so I mean, they know about it, but then they say, no, it didn't exist. So anyway, I wanted to make sure I covered that well. Did I get it, guys? Oh, Tina's waiting for me to finish covering it.
Yeah, let that GPT, because you had a whole bunch on there.
Okay, and this part here, this is her badge, Bucks County Police Department. Have you noticed the hey, wait a minute, I gotta pause this thing. All right, let's go back a little bit. All right, see the red and white, see the scales in yellow. Now this is FBI, all right, this is your FBI, and yellow with the scales, yellow with the scales, red and white, the little thingy-mahickeys, whatever that's called, yellow on the outside. I know it's not too big of a stretch. I just was noticing that the Bucks County Police Department badge that she has on, and the stars is 4, and Matthew counted this number, and this number comes to,
I think it was 13, and then 3 and 1 is 4, and then she got 4 stars on her badge, which is interesting.
right, so anyway, go ahead.
Well, I have a question about the bird that's above the scales.
Yeah, you thought it was some kind of like...
It looked like an owl, not an eagle, what most people would assume would be on their badge would be an eagle, not a owl.
Right. Okay. Let me move forward. Let me pause this up. Okay, we just thought this was interesting. I don't know if you noticed in the movie, but you're going to see a chemtrail, and you're going to see the little thing moving. You can watch it fly. It'll be coming up here now. Matthew's putting his finger up here like anybody can see it, but anyway, right there it is, and you can watch it as actually moving. We thought that was neat.
Morning.
All right, and then we talk about cloaking. And this part he's just explaining how the birds are... Oops. A little repeat of the chemtrail. And anyway, you can watch it. It actually is moving towards the cloud. So, and then also we got the cloaking here. And there's a lot to say about the cloaking or the veil. That technology is supposedly going to be failing them. And he's just talking about how the cloaking, they have a little part to stick in here. After this little part here.
All of this galaxy is doing, and then they
2004 kind
be
of tells us a
seen
little
for who
bit
they
about,
are. We cannot wait till the day the cloaking
the cloaking disappears. So that's something to keep in consideration. Is
it's like chaos, and I can see people who are reptilians.
That's what I think. It's what's
and they're
going on.
running like
they're in a battle to get there before
so many images.
They lose their cloaking power.
I can say basically everyone
I can
in
see this coming in pretty soon.
The Vatican.
Possibly.
I can see like someone who looks like a pope or a Vatican. But in the Vatican, that's what I'm seeing. Gosh, it must be okay to talk about this. There's still hubs and places where they occupy.
All right, this is a neat part. Tina actually caught this. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, the crickets go quiet. So watch this part, how the crickets go quiet. I think that's really neat. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, now he knows the alien's out there. That little ET's out there. Now he knows.
Right, these are signs for us to pay attention to.
Right.
Yeah, right. Those little tiny signs that you don't pay attention to, just like all over in this movie.
Okay, and this right here, you got the book. And I had to go and have AI take a look at the book, tell me what's the name of this book, look it up for me, and it did. And I'll show you the name of the book, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. This is, you can see the two glasses. This is the glasses when they fell over and spilled. That's the book that you see on the shelf. Like I said, Mel Gibson filled this thing full of signs. So this is the name of the book. I don't even want to try to pronounce it. This is if you see this label and that, and we go back, if I could go back, you would see that the book, which is real hard, see that little red spot, you see the name, you see how the title that goes underneath it, and then when you go to the picture of the book, that's what it is. You're only seeing this part of it. It's even got that little label. And the back of the book will have some red print. Anyway, this is how I identified it from eBay. If you look at the book, you'll see it's got red print in this. So this is the name of the book or this was the book that he had showed on that shelf. And this is Robin Ludlum. And let me see if I put in the gist of it right here. Yeah, I did. Let's see here. Let me pause it.
The conspiracy, the Aquinitan, a network of retired high-ranking generals from the U.S., France, Western Germany, Israel, South Africa, and others, is plotting to seize control of major Western governments and regions, led by psychopathic figures like American General Mad Marcus Delavane, who personally scarred converse in Vietnam. They aim to create worldwide chaos through orchestrated terrorism, assassinations, civil unrest, and destabilization.
And of course, if you've been reading, opening all the files that are coming out now, you know exactly what we're talking about. The timing of this is right on time. The conspiracies are all right. There is a world government trying to take over. There is a one world government. This is now no longer a conspiracy, it's fact. And now people are resigning and all that kind of crap all over the world. Anyway, that book's sitting up there. That's one thing that he was trying to give us. So let me go to the next part here. Okay, this one here, it's right in the movie. A lesson about not fearing. I think it's really good. Let's look at this little clip.
The fear is feeding. Don't be afraid of what's happening. Believe it's going to pass. Believe it. Just wait. Don't be afraid. The air is coming. Believe. We don't have to be afraid. It's about to pass. Here it comes. Don't be afraid. Here comes the air.
Okay. And then, Tina's over here laughing. Yeah, you got the little daggum. They show the little freaking Mexican or the little ET, and he's down at a party, kids party. Do we know anything about kids?
Nowadays,
No, so
right?
just a little too much that we don't want to know about.
Nowadays.
Wish
But
we
it
don't
is
want to.
true.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to turn the sound off on signs because I don't need to get a copyright and have to take a stupid thing down. But here's the video anyway. You guys all remember it. The children playing at a party. And again, you got, signs. Children. What are these things doing? Do we not know that they eat children? Do we not know that? And then basically what we're going to go through is some points throughout this. That's good to know. In the video, the little kid tells them, I hope they're doing better than we are because they ain't got their helmet. So I guess, as stupid as it might sound, if we get invaded by, ETs, reptilians, whatever the crap it is, your tinfoil hats might actually work.
Maybe copper hats now that we know, possibly copper hats might work.
Yeah, copper.
And then this is the military here. He's saying that it's a game. I've got the sound off just so I don't try to get copyright on this little part here. Hopefully I won't. He says, I've got it figured. He says he's had, they got strangers, that have coming around at nights and you can't tell what they look like, but they're staying in the shadows. And he's basically, today, these two are looking at me like I should read this word for word. I'm not reading it word for word, guys.
No,
And anyway, they call it probing, the military procedure. You set out, reconnaissance, small groups to engage and check out the situation. So, there might be some of that going on. Like I said, if we get invaded by Israel media, that'd probably get me censored. That'd probably get me kicked off YouTube saying that. Hey, it's all in the signs, guys. I'm not, Okay, let me pause this. Okay, this is another good point. They talk about in this movie that the pets, start acting strange. And so the pets may be something to pay attention to,
Overly aggressive is what she talks about too. They may get over aggressive in certain things. I mean, she says a lot of that right there. But yeah, it's interesting.
And this one here, he's just talking about, everything people have written about the science books is going to change. It's changing right now. A lot of the things that we're finding out about religion, medicine, education, history. So anyway.
Science.
Mm-hmm. And I like this one here. This one here, in the movie they tell you they're here to harvest humans. We've been getting harvests for how many missing children do we have? I mean, this is all starting to match up. Like, I'm like, man, this is like matching up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hundreds and hundreds of thousands.
I would say millions in generations.
Right. The missing milk jug kids. So anyway, no one believes it, but they didn't come here for our planet. They came here for us to harvest us. Okay. And these are just some interesting comments. He goes, he knows where the battle turned around in the Middle East, and that it's coming off their television. It says these small cities, they're found a primitive way, or what was the word? Primitive or?
Primitive
way to defeat them.
Right. And I do believe it's the water with lemon juice.
Right.
You definitely just need lemon juice. If you're a survivalist like us, at least have one of them jugs that you put on your shelf of lemon juice.
Yeah.
And in this movie, they did physically board up their windows and stuff. You wouldn't think you would have to fight hand to hand, but it might come to that. According to this movie, and Mel Gibson, I do believe he's working for the light.
I'm wondering if they're fighting like that because they're needing a blood, so they're coming physically because they can't get their supply. Now they're going to come out openly and try to steal what they can so they could survive, put blood on their skin or however they survive, those ETs. But yeah, Interesting.
Okay, then so in the movie they explained that the crop circles are a map basically used to survey us and for them to get their directions, and they operate it from the crop circles. So that's a future thing to be seen.
Yeah. Probably want to stay close to lakes and rivers.
Okay, before I pump out the thanks for watching, let me see. I've got two other. Let me stick these two in here. Let me get rid of the signs for a second. We're done with that one. Okay. Here's two that's related. I'm going to play these two videos here.
That finally the veil, the blindness will be lifted off humanity to see what has been suppressed or repressed in a dream. This spell is the wishes of dark energies. Understanding that the psyche has been hijacked over a millennia by dark forces that have been invited into your realm. You understand, because of the greed and because of the needing and wanting for more technology and for more resources, that you have unfortunately sold your soul.
Okay, we're putting a little audio over some of this because we didn't actually record. We were talking about the veil, and I guess you could say in the spirit world they know the veil is the old man. You know, everything's like a spirit, I'm finding out. You know, Earth's spirit. Everything's a spirit. Everything's spirit-based. But anyway, beside the point. And I think the old man, you know, the veil has served us well. And but now it might be a problem because, you know, it's time for us to start seeing more dimensions, more things, because if we don't, we'll stay in this childlike world forever and be eaten regularly. And I think we're all getting tired of the human race being eaten. I was trying to make that comment on YouTube the other day, and it would not let me put that in. And now it's starting to do it again. My speaker's making a phone noise. Every time I talk about this one part, when the veil goes, the non-humans, you'll be able to see them. And also, you know, that's part of the problem. That's why the Bigfoots are kind of like saying, hey guys, hello, because they are not going to be able to stay hidden anymore because the veil is coming down. I guess you can say the old man is retiring, which is the veil. And so that's why I think they're kind of trying to get ahead of this. At the time that all this information is coming out, all of our understanding of religion, education, medicine is all being found to be a lie. And so, you know, that's why I think I think it's why they're going to move forward with some kind of ET evasion and probably be real reptilians. Whether they're ETs or not, I have no clue. But anyway, there's a TikTok video going around where this lady takes her thermal camera to the British, the Buckingham Palace. And the guards, they don't have no heat because they're reptilian. And so all my Bigfoot buddies out there that have your thermal cameras, head out to Congress, go to DC, go to Congress, go to Hollywood, the red carpet. Let's find out how many of these suckers are reptilians, which is fascinating. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm really fascinated to find out on that.
Is, you know, obviously you can't just let fear run with you. You have to let it go. And the only thing you can do is just know that your spirit is with you and God is with you. You have to let him in. You have to let him in first because he knows you. You have to let him in.
Okay, well, this is about us fighting ET, so
Sorry.
Everybody be ready to fight some ETs.
Yeah.
So, guys, get your water squirt bottles, get your little play toys, all types of bottle squirters. Get all out. There's your guns. You need some water, lemon juice. Heck, you could just buy lemon juice itself and just use that as a squirt bottle. Open up the lid and just go, there you go. You're winning. You're winning against the ETs.
All right, again, I'm not putting this out for fear, but I think this is a real possibility. I think all of us conspiracy people are talked about the blue, what's that thing in the sky? The blue beam technology and all that stuff. And this science had so many clues in it. And I just had this strong thing. And like I said, we've been warned. We got warned by Jim Morrison the other day. We were watching something, and everything that's going on right now, they're going to want to distract us from them, in that direction. And like I said, just my opinion, I believe Israel's going to be the one trying to get us to look to the right and look at that and forget about what's really going on. So, that was the thing about Jim Morrison, was basically keep your head on your shoulders,
Keep your head on a swivel.
Keep your head on the shoulders. Stay solid in your faith. Stay solid in your knowing. In that movie, it kind of did. He got tested. His faith got tested. At the end of the movie, he does, get back to knowing there's a God. He was definitely tested in that movie. And also in that movie, there's a part where they talk about people on TV. They said people were going to the churches and to the synagogues. And he chose to go to the window. So, there is a lot of messages in there.
Yeah.
And religion, people can use it. It has been weaponized. And it can direct you wrong. And, of course, it can direct you right. But it depends on who's in the pulpit and who's doing what and, what's this all about. So, there's a lot to consider. But I thought it was important enough to put this out and to do all this work to show there's, in that movie, there's enough information in there to, help us to protect ourselves. And I believe that's real information.
I used to take drugs, and I still take drugs, but I also used to take drugs. But never mind, today I want to talk to you about the greatest drug of all, the drug of love, and not just any love, the drug of self-love. Ooh, baby, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not just talking about that masturbation either.